Good morning, you guys. Welcome to episode 83 of the First and 10 NFL New York Jets podcast. How you doing this morning, brother? It's Patriot Week.
It's rivalry time. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm not gonna lie, Kev. I still have these butterflies in my stomach. I know this should be a game we win. Jet Nation's been convincing me this should be a good win or an easy win. But I am a nervous. We're still over 24 hours away, and I'm a nervous wreck about this game tomorrow.
Listen, when you've lost to a team 13 games in a row, you should be nervous.
Yeah.
You would figure law of averages.
Yeah.
You're due.
Yep.
But hey,
I gotta tell you,
we know what type of game this is.
Yeah.
This is a game you got first place on the line. We're all pumped up. You're pumped up. I'm pumped up. The fans are pumped up. You go up there and you shit the bed.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, Kevin, I'm grateful for the new breed of Jet fans. I'm not gonna name who they are. They kind of talking me off the ledge. They're trying to convince me to change my mindset, and I slowly am. But this game, to me, has all the makings of shit the bed. This game is
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
No, I know that's what you're saying. I'm just putting a different take on it. This is
if it was here, I would say it's really got the makings of a shit the bed.
Like, this is the game where we're sitting here as many Jet fans there are around the United States and around the world. This is and people might say, no, you don't put too much into it, Greg. Calm down. To me, this is the all or nothing game. You're talking about walking out of Foxborough at 4:15, either in first or in last.
Big difference.
Yeah, and I understand. I heard you told me off camera, and other people say even if you lose, the season's not at a loss because you're not like 3 games out. But Kevin, this
doesn't matter.
This is the monkey on the back game.
You need to get over this hump. You need to beat this freaking team.
Yeah.
And you know, every time we play them, not only do we play the Pats, not only do we play Belichick, but we play the refs.
Yes. Yeah.
We play the CBS telecast showing our onside kick chart on TV.
Yeah.
You know, so he can call a timeout and adjust the coverage.
No, agree. Agree. Do you think the football gods want to wake up with us in first on Monday?
No. The NFL doesn't want to wake up with us in first on Monday.
And Kevin, you know what? The Jets right now, even if you're not a Jet fan, and I heard people say this to me too, the Jets right now are a good story.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Monday shows with the Jets in first?
Do you remember the second year of Rex that we went to the AFC Championship?
Mm-hmm.
You remember something he said? Yeah. He was doing a press conference after we made it to the playoffs, and he said, or we made it to the AFC Championship. Okay, we won the divisional game. He said, yeah. So-and-so's in, so-and-so's in. Yep. And the fucking Jets.
Yeah. Oh, that's the first year we made the playoffs because the second year, no one wanted us there. And he said, yeah. What was it? I think it was exactly 7 teams are in and the fucking Jets.
Yeah.
I remember that one.
Like, I know that, like he said it, like, I know that pisses you all off. So
I just got text from Kurt. He also having computer issues like myself. He will come on shortly. So at least he reached out and let us know. So that's cool.
Very good. Very good. It's nice when people reach out to you and let you know they're not coming. I won't mention any names.
I know, but so like I hear a lot of Jet fans say this should be a blowout. This team should be pissed. But Kevin, these are words we've been saying many times.
It's not going to be. First of all, it's not going to be a blowout.
No, this is going to be a typical nail biter because Belichick is going to do whatever he can to keep this team in the game.
To me, this game falls on the defense.
Yeah. Yeah.
harass Jones, stop the run. Oh, looks like we're having a guest come on.
Yep. Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you hear us?
I can hear you. I'm here.
All right, cool.
All right.
Cool.
Of course,
You
right at the
ready?
last second, they made me do an update to the damn thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
I had
geez.
issues this morning too. I had issues myself. I thought I might have to do it over my phone, but everything got cleared up.
There we
Everything
go.
got cleared up. Thank you for
What's going on,
joining
fellas?
us.
What's that?
Yes,
Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. How you guys doing?
Good.
we're
Now,
doing good.
Kurt,
How you doing?
I tried. We were supposed to have Craig on, but he's doing a video shoot this week. And I tried to get another Patriot fan on because I didn't want it to be 2-on-1. And you get sympathy that we're tag teaming and
That's all
teaming
right.
up on you.
That's
So
all right.
I tried to get another Patriot fan on, make it even.
Now,
They're dwindling these days too.
Where are you? You up near Foxborough? Where
Yeah.
are you exactly? Okay. How's the weather up there?
Getting colder.
Okay.
Getting colder. It's I'm like 10 miles from the stadium. Something
Okay.
like that. Yeah.
What's the
not too far.
forecast, Kurt, for tomorrow? Snow? Any snow coming?
It's not going to be like Buffalo, that's for sure.
Cold. I don't think snow.
Okay.
Cold. If we got any snow, it's a sprinkling, but not much.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool.
Alright.
Now,
So we
didn't they
should
have to
have.
move the Buffalo game or something?
Yeah, it's in Detroit.
It's in
Yep.
Detroit. Here's
4
the
feet.
Yeah, 4 to 6 feet is what they're expecting. But here's what I don't get, Kurt. When this all went down and the game was already moved to Detroit, why didn't Buffalo? And I understand football is just a minute part of these players' lives. They got to get their family situated.
Yeah.
Why didn't they leave yesterday? Now they're trying to dig these players out to get them to the airport.
Yeah,
to
crazy.
Flight out. I
Not
don't even
very.
know if this game's going to go down Sunday. It might have to be moved to a Monday.
Yeah, not very smart planning.
Yeah.
That's not messing around with a foot of snow. Even if you're used to getting a lot of snow, 4 feet is ridiculous.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you could get up to 6, I saw in spots.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
no, me neither.
Yeah. And somebody was
Neither.
posting pictures of their backyard yesterday up in Buffalo, and you had to see the friggin' snow. It looked like a wall. It really looked like a wall.
The couple of times we've gotten like 2 feet, it just seemed like the most ridiculous thing in the world.
Yeah.
So 4 to
Yeah.
6 feet,
Can't even imagine it.
No,
can't
I
even
know.
imagine.
No, I know. So now that's the storyline up in Buffalo. Will these
Yeah.
players be able to get out in time to make it to Detroit? We'll see how that goes all day
No.
long.
It might make sense to reschedule that, you know?
Yeah.
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 So I have no stats this morning and nothing because we all know the stats. We know the history. We know we've lost 13 in a row to you. We know first place is on the line for us tomorrow. First or last, one or the other.
What a flip 1 or 2 games can make.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, I expected Buffalo to be a little better than they've been.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that it's staying within reach for the other
Yeah.
teams. You know?
Everybody's like this. Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
I don't
nice.
expect the Pats aren't. I don't expect they're going to win the division or probably even make the playoffs. I just want to see them keep improving. You know.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. I
they
mean,
seem
right.
to need to decide what they want to do for an offensive philosophy. Because hell, if I can figure it out.
Well, I mean, as of today, the whole AFC East is in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So
Really, the Pats too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Seventh seed
Yes.
right now. I
That's
believe
nuts.
the 7th seed right now.
Well, especially because everybody expected the AFC West to be this dominant, crazy division.
Right.
And the Chiefs are better than last year, which I didn't expect. But the Raiders and the Broncos, it's almost comical
Yeah.
what's happening with them.
Yeah.
So I love it because for all these years they kept saying, "Oh, the AFC East is the Pats and a bunch of shitty teams."
Yeah.
I never liked that. Even when you guys were having down seasons, you usually played us tough. And I'm like, part of your losses are because you lost to the Pats.
Yeah.
If you took out some of the Pats losses, your records aren't as bad.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, don't get me wrong, you guys have dominated with Brady and everything, but a lot of it's on us for doing stupid crap all the time too.
Yeah, it's I like seeing the Jets being competitive. It's good, you know.
Yeah, you and me both.
New York teams should be good. I can never understand how New York and Chicago teams are consistently not good.
Yeah.
The Chicago Bears, it surprises you to think they haven't won a title since they killed the Pats way back in
Yeah, right.
85 or 6, whatever that was.
86,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they're thought of as a football institution. They haven't won it in forever now.
Yeah.
Monsters of the Midway. Yeah.
Yeah. Not so much. That's Minnesota these days.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who
but-
expected Green Bay to fall apart like that?
No, true. But I'll say it again. I'll repeat what other people have said. Kirk Cousins will have his Kirk Cousins day. There's going to be a game that, and
Yeah,
I
he
hope
will.
it comes in 2 weeks against my team. I really,
He will. He will.
I
for
thought
sure.
I thought he was going to have it against the Bills, but
yeah,
He made some incredible throws against the Bills that
Yeah,
I didn't
he
think he
sure
could
did.
make.
yeah,
he sure
Yeah,
did.
he had a couple of picks too, but I mean, the Bills could have, should have sealed that game, but hey, they
Right.
pulled it out. And that rookie wide receiver they have is ridiculous.
yeah.
Oh, insane. Jefferson, insane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So let's put on our coaches' caps here. I know this is a Jet Patriot podcast. Let's put on our coaches' caps since we were talking about Buffalo and the Vikings. You're the coach, Kurt. You're the coach, Kev. When Kirk Cousins didn't get in on that 4th down on that quarterback sneak, which was very weak. I don't know what Kurt needed to put a little more force behind it. Buffalo gets the ball on the inch line. What's your move as the coach? I'll let Kurt go and then Kevin, you answer. What do you do in that situation? You're up by 4. I think it was 4. Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't do a pitch out to the side, or like I just saw a video the other day of all those 99-yard touchdowns out of the end zone.
Mhm.
You know, you don't expect that, but as big and strong as Allen is, I'm surprised he wasn't put in the shotgun and given a chance to throw it out of the end zone.
Okay.
I mean, you don't expect he's going to fumble the snap, but I mean, the 1 inch, that's pretty tough.
Okay.
I'm surprised they didn't do a passing play.
Okay.
Mhm.
So that was your take. You're the coach. That's your call. Kev, what's your call?
My call is all you had to do was take the snap and kneel down.
Yep.
Yeah.
My
That's true.
my call is take the snap, Allen, take the snap and go forward.
Yeah.
Even if you get a yard, a half a yard.
Okay.
Anything.
I thought you meant something different. So
No, and the game's over.
I'm going to give you my take because of where the ball was and how deep it was. And I said this, maybe other people now have come out and said this, but I said this that time it was happening. I figured he was, because I believe it was a minute and something. It might even have been an even minute left in the game. I don't remember the time, but it wasn't a lot of time. I would have taken the safety, made it a 2-point game, and got the free kick to bang them out, to bring them back there and let them go the distance against my team in the final 45, 50 seconds. That's what I would have done. If you're a championship team, your defense has to be able to stop them from going even 50, 60 yards for a field goal in those final 45 seconds. That's what I would have done. That's my take on it.
I
You would
just
think so, but go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
How many defenses are stopping teams in that situation these days, though? These teams are marching down the field in seconds and getting 60-yard field goals.
No,
It's crazy.
listen, Kurt, we could debate this all day long. All I'm saying is that if I'm Buffalo fan, and if that happened to my Jets, I'd be like, if we're going to get to where we want to go, our defense has to show some balls, and that's the perfect opportunity to show your balls, that your
That's
defense
true.
could stop them. It's the
It's
same
good.
way. It's the same way, Kurt, when we beat Buffalo last week. Don't you think watching Josh Allen do all his magic, I sat there thinking, this friggin' Allen is going to lead this team down the field and look like a genius. Everyone's going to wax poetic, same old Jets. But what did the Jets defense do? They stood up. They showed
They
their
did.
balls.
They did.
And that's what you have
Still,
to do.
you got to figure the guy's going to handle a damn snap, though. You really
Yeah,
do.
right. That's what I'm saying. That's what
No,
I'm
I
saying.
mean, when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, I don't think he's known for fumbling those. And
And I
what's
mean,
the odds he's going to fumble that? That's almost like Marshawn Lynch. The Seahawks should have given him the damn ball instead of throwing it.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Again, Kurt, not arguing on this. We're all making good points. Yeah. What are the chances? But I'm thinking bummed elbow. Just glad he got through the 4 quarters.
Yeah. What is the story with his elbow?
He got crushed with
Bryce Huff.
His elbow.
Bryce Huff, yeah.
Thing. So he's got that Bryce Harper injury. I forgot what the injury is exactly called. But he's got this injury that prevents him from sometimes not feeling the ball. And maybe that's what happened that day. Like,
well, he's also gotten a little wilder with the ball this year again.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's,
I mean,
if he doesn't have somebody that keeps him playing within himself, he does some stupid shit.
Yes. Yeah, so
you know, those guys, there's been a lot of talented guys that can do a lot of great things, but great coaching and defenses get them to cough up the ball a few times, you know, if they frustrate him.
Yeah.
If he doesn't play within his skills, he's going to give some games away.
No. And you wonder how, give me a second, Kev. You wonder how much he's missing Daboll.
Probably a lot.
Right?
Probably a whole lot.
Absolutely.
And I'm not saying Daniel Jones is in that or anywhere near that, but you see now how well the Giants are playing and how Daniel Jones is playing within himself under Brian.
The proper coaching makes all the difference.
Yes.
I mean, look at the quarterback in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Everybody said those top 5 guys were it, but he was head and shoulders above the rest of the
above the rest. Yes.
He was no miss, had every tangible and intangible.
Yeah.
But he's in Jacksonville.
Generational talent.
Yeah.
They said.
Put generational talent. If you had put him with a decent coach, you know, he'd probably be playing phenomenally.
Agreed.
But you know, they look horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. And I thought Peterson would change that on that, but I guess we can't expect magic in the first year. So we got to give Peterson and Lawrence that connection another year to grow, and we'll see what happens next year. But we'll swing the pendulum back to our Jets and Pats. Now, Kevin, you said you had no stats, but I have some stats.
Well, the reason I have no stats is because the stats, as far as we're concerned, are brutal.
No, I agree. But we have to tell the listener who might not know the history or might be young to this fan base. Because like I said, Kurt, I always come on here, if you listen to us every week, and I kind of get mad at the younger Jet fan for reaming us older Jet fans. Like the younger Jet fan doesn't want to say same old Jets. They get mad when you use that same old Jets. They get mad when you say the black cloud because us older Jets
fans haven't lived through it.
Exactly. But they're starting to get me to like buy into this. All right, I got to change my ways to us old dogs have to learn a new trick. Anyway, so for those who out there who don't know the numbers, we haven't beaten the Patriots in Foxborough since 2008.
That's a while.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's been it's not surprising it's been that long given the history, but it always seemed like the Jets gave us a hard time so often, even if they were having a bad year, especially when Buddy Ryan was there. It's like, oh man, what are they going to pull out and embarrass us this time? So I'm kind of surprised it's that long.
Yeah.
How about you're not including playoffs? Because don't forget.
No. I'm just talking about
regular season.
I'm just talking regular season games.
How about, see, that's why I don't. What's the point of stats?
Yeah, but when I give you in these since 2009, we lost 13 games to the Patriots in their home turf. When I give you these numbers, these games don't even seem to ever, like I would have to go back and match this up. So in the 13 games, the Patriots have averaged 32.5 points a game to our 13.5. These games aren't close.
This isn't those Pats, though.
No, I know.
Our offense is not very good right now.
I know, Kurt. I just have to give a little history. Yards difference. Patriots were averaging 378.2 yards per game to our 290.5. Now, here's the kicker. Forget all that. Here's the kicker in these 13 games. Pats, 5 turnovers. Jets, 28 turnovers.
That trumps everything. That trumps absolutely everything.
And I tried to break it down real quick on how many turnovers that is. That's about 1 turnover, I believe, if I did the math right, every 22 minutes of actual football time.
It's not bad, right?
You can't beat a team that way. You can't beat a team that way.
No. If all the other stats were in the Jets' favor, it wouldn't matter with that stat there.
Yeah.
Wouldn't matter. You can own the time of possession, everything. If you give the ball away that many times,
exactly. And I would love to know.
Giving the ball, if you keep giving the ball to the other team, you're not beating anybody.
And I would really have
give the other offense that many possessions.
Yes. No. Especially your team with your quarterback at that time. And I would love to know, I would have to go back and we have to get like an X's and O's, someone who really studies over these 28 turnovers. How many times did the Pats capitalize on that?
Well, they were exceptional at that.
Yeah.
There was a lot of games that it was nip and tuck or they weren't playing that well. But then a turnover in a short field, and that seemed to wake up the offense.
Yep.
So there was several games. The Pats for 3 quarters were nothing great.
Right.
But then something good happened in the 4th quarter, and they pulled out the stuff at the end.
Yeah.
It's that Patriot mystique, Kurt. Because
no, it's more of us doing something stupid.
Well, they say Belichick, he coaches to not make mistakes and wait for the other guy to eventually make a mistake.
Right.
Because more often than not, it'll happen.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't happen when you're playing another great team usually, but for a lot of the medium and less teams, they will make that mistake and give you the game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, Kurt, let me ask you now, as a Patriot fan, you watched the Jet-Patriots game, right? You watched that game 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
You're sitting at home or wherever you're watching the game. Jones throws the pick 6 to Carter, takes it down. We think we're going up 17-3 before the flag. What is your reaction? Game over. This team shit the bed. This Jet team is for real. What is your reaction? Because I'm sitting in my living room before the flag dancing, thinking we're finally going to do to them what they do to us.
Yeah, no.
I'm thinking, is Mac a complete bust? I'm really getting worried about this.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell. They changed all, McDaniels left, so it's hard to say. Obviously, I don't think he's a head coach, but he's a great offensive coordinator, and he works good with quarterbacks. So I think Mac performed better than expected last year.
Okay.
And then this year, with changing all that and then getting injured, it's really hard to assess where he's at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, listen, the man's won how many Super Bowls, been in how many? If you guys, and I think we asked you this last time, but now we're into the season. This team does not make the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Kraft switching things up, or is he buying them one more year? This combination of Jones, Belichick.
Well, Kraft said some interesting things this offseason about wanting to see some more production in the playoffs. With them losing McDaniels and sort of rejiggering the whole thing, I don't think he would fire him this coming season. Okay. I think he would get one more season.
Okay.
But they need to seem to be moving forward with the offense by the end of this year and have a good offseason going into next year. Because they don't have high-end targets offensively.
Yeah.
For him to throw the ball to, which is Bill's, fault, drafting philosophy or whatever. Mm-hmm. Whenever I see A.J. Brown kicking ass and think we drafted N'Keal Henry, it's like, for as smart as he is, why can't he find receiving talent is beyond me. Yeah. So I think Kraft would give him one more shot and tell him to open up the piggy bank and pay a damn high-end receiver so you can see what Matt can do with the right talent.
Yeah, get a number 1 in there for sure,
The other guys will slot into their more natural position. Some of their receivers are okay, but I think they're more naturally number 2s and number 3s not number ones.
Mhm.
So if you get people in the better places, I'd like to see how the offense can run,
Okay.
because this young running back is really good, and he can do a lot of things. But
Mhm.
it's a passing league. You've got to be able to score in a hurry.
You got it. Yeah.
Is Belichick also your GM?
More or less. Yeah.
Is it
I think
so?
Yeah.
Do you think it's about time maybe he give up those reins?
I thought so a few years ago.
No,
Yeah. Because he's too stubborn.
yeah, and that's
And he, like I said, he whiffs in the draft
yeah,
on, I mean, he's great at picking up deeper guys in the draft
yeah.
and guys that can fill in certain roles and all that stuff. But again, for years, he can't pick a wide receiver.
Yeah. No, and because he's the top, no one's gonna question him on his scouting staff. Like everyone gives Joe Douglas the credit because he's the head. But
Mhm.
Joe Douglas, actually, what he did well, and maybe these guys were there beforehand, and I just don't know because I don't study it like some other people. His scouting department is top notch.
Yeah.
Like Rex Hogan and some of the other guys he brought in, and maybe they were there already, Kurt. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know everything about this organization, even though I've been a fan for 46 years. This scouting department he brought in is top notch. Like when you actually start to see who the Jets have under contract for the next 4 or 5 years, this
Mhm.
team should be what your team was for that stretch.
Yeah.
This team should be
You
built.
have to have it. You
Yeah.
have to have. I mean, you have to have a great coach. But you have to have the whole team, the whole system that knows. I mean, look at Pittsburgh. They're constantly picking good wide receivers that you never
Yeah.
heard of,
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
repeatedly, time and again,
Yeah.
guys you never heard of.
yeah.
I'd love to see that happen over here. I mean,
Yeah.
hell, if that happened, Brady would probably still be here.
Yeah.
You know?
It just shows you, and I always tease you, Kurt, that I hate to ever give that man credit, but it just show. And listen, we know he had Morse down the road, but to do what he did with not really that top flight wide receiver rookie is out. It's amazing, outstanding.
Like, some of his best work was before the Welker Moss years, when he had like Reshea Caldwell and those guys. Those guys weren't even making other teams, let alone being their second or third guy.
Yeah.
And Caldwell was our number one receiver.
Yeah.
And we lost in the AFC title game to the Colts when the Colts were great.
Yeah.
With that receiving core, we had no business doing that.
No,
Brady really elevated so many guys.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably the main thing that's probably dipped with Brady now is he's still great with high-end talent, but I don't think he can lift the lesser talent as much as he used to.
He can't carry it on his back anymore.
But, you give him some good people, he's, still plenty effective.
That's take him on my team.
45 years old.
No, I know. And with all the stuff he's been going through this year alone, like the personal issues, the fact that he's got the Buccaneers back in the race, and people talking about don't be surprised if they run the table now.
Back in the race and on top
schedule.
On top of the division, right?
Yeah.
It's
a weak division. All they need to do is continue to improve and fine-tune their offense as those guys get healthy. Yeah. If they go into the playoffs hot, looking at the NFC, do you have faith in Dallas in the playoffs? No. Minnesota? No. How many times were they 15-1 or 14-2? They lost in the playoffs.
Yep.
Philly? I don't know. They don't have a ton of playoff experience. So Jalen Hurts, does he just choke it in the playoffs? Right. So if Tampa's playing good going into the playoffs, I wouldn't want to face him if I was any of those guys.
No.
Yeah. I'm one of the people who think the Eagles are the real deal. I think they're going to be a tough out, especially if everything's got to go through Philly. And now they just signed Linval Joseph and Dominican Sue. So they're doing things because in the back of their head, they're saying to themselves, well, if Washington put some things on tape that our other team's going to do, like we have to balance this out. And our defense has to get tougher and stronger to compete with these other teams. So they're going to be tough. My fear with Tampa Bay, Kurt, is I don't think Bowles is a head coach. I think he's a great defensive coordinator. I don't
Yep.
think he's a head coach.
Well, that's
You know?
you see that happen quite often.
Yes.
We know that,
Brady
right?
asked for it. So
Yeah.
if he doesn't work out as a head coach, he asked for it. He
Yeah.
pushed Arians upstairs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
with that, you
just
get
like
what you get.
Just like
Yeah.
Josh McDaniels
Yeah.
does well being in the quarterbacks here and offensive coordinator, head coach. Nah.
He looks
Right.
lost. He looks lost.
Yeah.
Lost. And usually there's a lot of guys that they bum it out their first time around. And then they go back to being a coordinator. They lick their wounds. They learn from their mistakes. They go back second time around and they've got it.
Yeah.
Not McDaniels, not yet.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
they've also lost most of those games by one score. I mean, that was Minnesota last year. Last year they lost a lot of games within one score. This year they're winning them all within one score. So it can be such a fine line.
Plus,
if they have a couple of plays and a few games go differently, it's a whole different narrative over there. So I think
yeah.
he'll at least get till next year. But if they're still doing anything like this next year, he's gone and he'll never head coach again.
Well, we heard.
And Carr doesn't do anything for me. After his press conference last weekend, I'm kind of worried about the guy. Did you see?
He looked pretty shaken.
Yeah.
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 There's no crying in football.
Yeah.
No crying in football,
Well,
man.
again, to say that as the Raider organization as a whole, it came out again this week that they're financially strapped.
Oh, man.
So they can't even afford to fire McDaniel because whatever coach they bring in is going to want top dollar and a lot of money. And they can't afford it right now. So they might be stuck with Daniels. So the question is, if they are stuck with Daniels, does Daniels have enough clout in that organization to say to the GM and owner, I need a rookie quarterback in this draft that I can mold and start moving the ship in the direction I want, and Carr has got to go. We got to get rid of Carr. Does he have enough clout?
Well, I think they can bring in a rookie, but not have him be the starter yet. Stick with Carr another year, because I don't love Carr, but he's not the worst either.
Right.
And their offense can score. Their defense is the bigger problem this year. If I were them, I would focus as much as they can in the draft on the defense, pick up a young quarterback that Josh can just stick to his hip and teach. So by year 2 or 3, you can put him in, ship Carr out, and they can move forward.
All right.
If they have the patience to stick through all that. The Raiders don't show a lot of patience.
No. But here's my next question. Did the Raider ownership have visions of grandeur when they hired McDaniel? Because if you think about it, the interim coach last year, Bellucci or whatever his name was, I forgot his name. Remember how disarray the Raiders were when he took over? You had, the racist issue. A guy killed somebody in a car wreck. He rallied that team, and that team played the best football down the stretch to make it to the playoffs to play the Bengals. Mm-hmm. I think that team wanted that coach. I think that team would have been better off suited this year with that coach because they've been through that war last year and they were ready to take the step.
And they played for him.
Yes.
And they played for him. That makes all. Listen, look at the Jets. They're playing for your coach. They love your coach.
Yes.
And the Giants.
Yeah.
Both New York teams.
Yeah.
They've been a mess for years now. Yeah. They love their coach and they're playing hard for their coach. Makes a big difference.
Yeah, agree. We at first, at least me, didn't love the move in the beginning. I was waiting to see the fiery Saleh, the Saleh we saw on the sidelines. This year, we're getting that. We're getting that. That team now will run through a wall from him. Like when and listen, this is cliche and whatever. Like when I hear our center say, we know we didn't do anything. Buffalo wasn't our Super Bowl. We need to step up and keep doing what we're doing to get to where we're going to go. These are things I love to hear.
Yeah.
But as this old Jet fan in me, Kurt, this is playing the Patriots after this Buffalo win. I'm fighting with my demons. Yeah, we're going to win. No, this is a letdown, Greg. You know what's going to happen. Come on. I'm going through this fighting with my demons back and forth because this is the game. And it doesn't even have to be your team. It could have been any team. This is the way the Jets do it. Whenever they shock the world and we think we've turned out.
We're all pumped up.
Then you get a letdown.
Yeah, it's the same way, Kurt, I said to Kevin off screen.
A letdown would be okay. We get a kick in the balls.
Yeah, we get crushed. And Kurt, here's the other thing I said to Kevin off screen. If we beat you guys, then we can't act like we've won a Super Bowl either. We still have to, like, you can't go now and bring the Bears into our home field and shit the bet against them and say, all right, we would do for a letdown after the Buffalo, New England wins. No.
You can't accept. You shouldn't ever be due for a letdown.
No, exactly.
There shouldn't ever be a letdown. That's one thing that was the best about those Pats teams. They didn't put up with that letdown bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
Very, very rarely. And if there was a couple of seasons that it was one real bad game early in the year, but it wasn't about letdown. It was just like they needed that early season wake up, and then they never had that again. Then they just ran the table most of the rest of the season. They did a really good job of. They always kept it week by week. I mean, the famous "On to Cincinnati." It was a theme and it was a joke and it was everything. But that's how we carried every week the past 20 years. So it was just funny then because it was a horrific loss and, everybody wanted them to talk some shit, but it's not going to happen.
So, Kevin, give me a second. You know what this game for me is? Because we said it earlier when you came on. This is the game where at 4:15, we're either going to be in first for however long or we're going to be in last for however long. And you know what I'm lining this game up with? This is the game this is why I'm butterflies and I'm scared shitless where other Jet fans think this is going to be a shoo-in.
No way. Listen.
Hold on. Give me a second, Kev. This game reminds me of the fake Spike game. Why? Because we were 6-5, and if we win that game, we'll take over first place, and who knows where we go. Well, Jet fans, you know what happened if you're too young? We lost that game and didn't win the game the rest of the season. We lost the next 5 after that, and Pete Carroll got the axe.
And Aaron Glenn is standing there like a house on the side of the road.
And this is, and I know, Kurt, the Jet fans are going to run and say, Greg, get off that. This is the new team. And I get it, but I'm still the old Greg with the old Jets. I need to see it done tomorrow.
That's what the announcer said,
I think for you guys, though, even if you lose tomorrow, so long as you play well and you don't, totally shit the bed and embarrass yourselves. If you guys, I think it's going to be a defensive battle. Our offense, until I see it, I'm not going to believe in it, putting up big points. So I think it's going to be a defensive battle. Win or lose, if you guys put up a good game, I think you can still move forward this season and play well, particularly if Allen's elbow is hurt or if he continues to be erratic. Then that totally changes the narrative of this being their division and it's a shoo-in. And who knows what Miami's doing. They're playing well, but still, all those underthrows that Tua makes that they're turning into big plays, somebody's going to make him pay for that sooner or later. Somebody's going to catch on to these underthrows.
Yes. So, I completely agree.
You guys could lose tomorrow and still go on to win the division or make the playoffs. I really think so.
Agree.
The Pats can win tomorrow and still underperform the rest of the way. I'm very on the fence about their performance the rest of the way.
Agree, Kurt. But as this older Jet fan, and I always say on here, 46 years rooting for this team, 47 by the end of this season, I've seen this story and I worry. I want to flip the script, but it's got to be proven. For me, even if we lost this game and went on to run the table, I would be the most excited Jet fan, but I would always live for me. This is just me personally. I don't know. Other Jet fans will think differently. I will always be under the cloud of we cannot beat the Patriots no matter what we do. And there's got to become a time where just like the Knicks never got over the Chicago Bulls hump. Now, we got to get over this hump. We got to get over this hump. And it's got to start tomorrow in Foxborough at 1 o'clock. That's
Well,
how I look at it.
you would rather be able to do it head to head than, let's say, you keep losing to the Pats, but otherwise next season you're 13-4, but your 2 losses are to the Pats. You'll be
Yeah.
ecstatic over 13-4, but
Right.
it will feel a little, what do you call it, less dramatic or whatever if you didn't get to stomp on the Pats on the way to that.
Yeah.
But
To
still, I'm
me-
sure you'll take the 13-4.
Yeah, no, I agree. Don't get me wrong, Kurt. I agree with you.
To me, like these, you talk about the young Jets fans, how they think it's, you are not going to get to where you want to go, and you're not going to be the team you want to be till you beat the Pats. It's that simple.
Well,
It's
we
that
had
simple.
for years, the Pats couldn't beat Denver in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't go in there and win. It pissed me off because there was a season that late in the season, Belichick was pissed at somebody. He benched them. We lost a game in the regular season, and that cost the home field. And we had to go into Denver, and we lost in Denver. And I think it was the AFC title game or something. For that stretch of time, we could not go into Denver and win. And it only sort of fell apart once Denver fell apart, and we went in there and beat them when they had Tebow or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't really feel like we stomped them and took it over like, it would have been nice to have. But because they could beat Denver at home, but we couldn't go into Denver and win.
Mm-hmm.
So we were stuck with, and it seemed we had to play them every year.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Seemed like the thing with this coaching, with that coaching staff, they couldn't win in Denver. I mean, look at Parcells when he had Belichick as the D coordinator, and they went into the AFC. They couldn't win there either.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping that we said the magic number here is 13. I'm hoping tomorrow it'll be in 14. It breaks the curse. Lucky number 14, and we get the win. Think about this number 13. We just said we haven't beaten you guys in Foxborough since 2008. 13 straight losses. We haven't beaten you guys in our building or your building since 2015. 13 straight losses. Is tomorrow number 14? The curse is broken.
Depends 14, if our D
Richard Todd comes back.
Can our defense enforce our will? Because they've been playing good.
Yeah,
and
our team's been playing really good.
As an added incentive, I'm wearing my Curtis Martin jersey.
Come on. That hurt when he went to the Jets. That hurt.
I wore it for you.
We loved him here. He was so good. And he was such a classy guy. It's like, it sucked that he went to the Jets, but you couldn't hate him like some other guys because he's such a classy guy. You dog. You dog.
And if you ever get a chance, and I'm sure you know, if you ever get a chance, it's a 30 for 30, but this was years ago. His story as a child growing up, raised by a single mom, is just such this heartful. It's like you really have to sit down and watch that story. It's a great story.
I think I saw that years ago, but I could stand to watch it again. The beauty of YouTube, you can go find anything now.
True.
Exactly.
So, Kurt, before we let you go, thank you for hopping on with us. You got a prediction for tomorrow?
That's what I was going to ask him.
17-13 Pats.
Okay.
Defensive, tough defensive game. The Pats either get a defensive score or the defense gives us a short field. Hell, the other week we kept averaging getting the ball at like the 50, and they only got field goals out of it. That was embarrassing. Yeah. So the defense has to give us a short field.
Yeah.
Or we need to see some dramatic improvement in the offense. 17-13, the Pats D gets it done.
Okay, writing it down. What's your prediction?
I got us winning 24-20 because even when we played you guys the first time, in that loss, and Zach Wilson with the 3 interceptions, although I think that first McCourty interception was out of bounds, we held you guys to field goals. I mean, Nick Folk had to kick 5 field goals to give you guys the win, and it was
He's the damn MVP.
Yeah, and an ex-Jet. Go figure, Kurt, an ex-Jet.
Thanks. Right? Thank you.
I have the Jets 24-20.
And
Go, we're waiting for you, Kev.
2019 Jets.
Ooh, tight one, down to the wire.
Now, Kurt, whether our team or your team or both teams make the playoffs when that time comes, we'll have you back to talk just playoff football. We'll just dive into all the teams that made it. We'll do predictions. We'll see what we do, and we'll have fun with it. Thank you again, brother. I love this, man.
Yeah.
You're the best.
I'm saying 1917, and Zerline kicks the game winner.
Okay, there you go.
All right.
For tomorrow. Okay.
All right.
Here we go.
There we go. All right. Well, hopefully we have that playoff talk.
Yep, yeah. We'll definitely have you on.
Hey,
our team, your team, no team, both teams. We'll have you on for. Hopefully, we could get another person and do a nice little round table and.
Sure.
Absolutely. Like I said, as of today, Miami's on the top. We're in second. Buffalo's in third. You're in fourth, but we're all in.
Yeah,
that's amazing. Yeah. That is amazing.
Yeah.
What I love most about it is just all that AFC West talk in the preseason.
Screw you guys, and it's man. The East. It's the AFC East. Exactly.
And it's the AFC East. All 4 teams above 500. No one else has that. So here we go.
No, there's so many bad teams out there. Ooh.
Yeah.
I think Miami is the 2. I think like we're the 5 and Buffalo 6 and you guys are 7.
Tennessee, I think, is the 3rd. Ravens are 4. We're 5. Buffalo 6. Pat
6
7.
and Pat 7. Yes.
Yeah.
Tennessee's looking strong.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah.
Did I hear right? 5 in a row they've won? 5 in a row?
I think so. I think they've won every game since they got embarrassed by Buffalo. I don't think they've lost since.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's either 5 or 6 in a row.
Yeah, they're looking good. Kansas City, who I'm totally sick of, but they're looking really good.
Yeah.
And Baltimore's always scary.
You know, Kurt, the Raider fans feel about the Chiefs the way we feel about you guys.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Nothing but love. Nothing but love.
Every time I see my Raider buddies, it's like, fuck the Chiefs or, something to that effect. They can't stomach the Chiefs, man.
I tell you, though, I'm getting some perverse enjoyment out of how bad Russell Wilson's doing in Denver. I don't know why, but I'm loving it.
I'll tell you why I love it, because I hate when these sportscasters, announcers, whatever you want to, just get enamored. And they assume because he's changing to Denver, that was a Super Bowl team. That's all they needed, blah, blah, blah. Never took into consideration the coach.
Sometimes he looks like he doesn't. Yeah. He looks like he doesn't even want to be there.
Yeah.
I just saw this morning, they said that some of the audibles he's calling are Seattle audibles.
Yes, I saw that.
The Denver guys don't even know what he's talking about.
What are you
That's insane. How can that happen?
Yeah.
They have the ¡1 defense and they're 3-6 or whatever.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Agree.
So I love it.
Yeah, I hear you. I just love the fact, Kurt, for me, as a longtime suffering Jet fan, and as a Jet fan who hasn't seen the playoffs since 2011, if you look at it, some of the quarterbacks, as of today, some of the quarterbacks we might see in the playoffs this year, Wilson, Daniel Jones, Geno Smith, maybe Mac again, maybe the Chargers if they make a run. It's nice to see this new breed instead of Rodgers. Wilson.
The
same old. Like, it's nice. It keeps this league healthy. It keeps it fresh. And that's why football's the #1 sport from year to year. You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, absolutely. I can watch the worst 2 teams play.
I agree.
The NFL, love it.
It's still football.
Yeah. And Kurt, as we talked, me and you, I think a couple of days ago, maybe a few weeks ago, we said the Thursday night games have been disaster the last few weeks. The last 2 weeks were not bad.
No, they improved.
Car crashes. You were sitting there going, what am I watching here?
I mean, I was thinking the Amazon guy must have been like, hey, I spent all this money and these are the matchups you're giving me.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
But I don't think there should be Thursday night games.
I know we talked
Unless
about
they
it.
did it after a team's bye.
Yeah.
If they scheduled it so it was always after a bye, 4 days after playing on a Sunday, this is too brutal.
Yeah.
It is too brutal of a game.
Yeah, agree.
They're not physically ready. They're not healed. So, sure. I mean, I love having a game on Thursdays, but I hate it for the players. Schedule it so it's after the bye.
Yeah. You might be right.
They can work it out.
And
They
football's
can
going to
make
have
that
to look
happen.
into that. Football's going to
Yep.
have to look into that, you know?
Yeah,
But the problem with Curtis, and I think we discussed this, you and I, you get 2 bad games, but then you get the next 2 weeks of the last 2 weeks, the games have been nail biters. They've been good games.
Yeah.
So football, as long as that happens, football's always going to go where this is. And, you know.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, don't be surprised if before too long there's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Thursday games.
Yeah. Well, don't forget, Kurt, and I know you guys know this. The last is it the last 2 weeks of the season we get the Saturday games because the Thursday games stop, and the only reason why there are no more like a full slate of Saturday games because of the agreement. I still think they have it between the NFL and the NCAA that we wouldn't put on our Saturday games and take away from you guys, and vice versa. That's why there's no Sunday. You know,
when does flexing start?
It started. So this week, last week I thought was the first flex game.
First
this
one,
week is another one. As a matter of fact, I wrote it down. Give me a second, guys. Yeah, so the Cincinnati-Pittsburgh game was scheduled for the 8:20. They flexed in the Chiefs-Chargers.
Gotcha.
Because some Jet fans were up in arms and thought our game should be flexed to that because it's such a heated rivalry. But now everyone's pretty sure. Like if you talk to a lot of Jet fans, and the rumor is the Viking-Jet game will be the flex game in 2 weeks. We'll see if that comes. We'll know about that in a week in advance. So we'll know next week if that's the case.
That's a scary one. The Pats still have them too.
Yeah.
And
now, I know you're
scary.
a Pats fan, Kurt, but as a Jet fan, if we beat the Pats and we beat the Bears and the Vikings do what they do, you're talking about an 8-3 team versus a 9-2 team. I think 9-2 or 9-1. How exciting is that game going to be?
That's fantastic.
Exactly.
That'd be a fantastic game.
Yeah. But I think it's all gonna. That game being flexed will go on as if we win tomorrow, and then they assume we beat the Bears and they're going for that 9-2 versus 8-3 or whatever it comes down to.
That's a hell of a marquee matchup.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Of course.
I mean, isn't that the point of the flex?
Yes, 100%. 100%. Yeah. So
put the most important games and significant games in prime time.
Exactly.
I think that's one of the smarter things they did is allow that to happen late season.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, agree. All right, my brother.
Okay.
Great having you on.
Awesome.
Good being on.
Awesome.
We'll see you guys soon.
Yep. Be good, Kurt.
Have a good one, man. Thanks for coming on.
All right. Thank you.
See you later. That was good. That
was good. Kurt's the man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pick time. We ready to do our picks?
Let's go.
All right. So, Kev, the dirt just keep thrown on me. Last week you won 7 games, bringing your number up to 86. I won 6 games, bringing my number to 74. I trail you by 12 games going into the final week. And you know what I should have did? I should have asked Kurt to make my picks because I should have a guest picker, which doesn't sound right, a guest picker. I should have someone do my picks for the rest of the season because I don't think I could come back. I'm going to try. I don't think I can come back. But I'm ready to make our picks when you are.
Let's go in the league where they play for pay. Let's go.
Right off the bat, here we go, Kev. Chicago going to Atlanta. 1:00 game. Who do you have?
Give me the Bears.
Wow, okay. Kevin is taking the Bears, and I am taking Atlanta. Why, I don't know. Game 2 on the docket, which is being moved to Detroit. Hopefully Buffalo flies out today with no problems, and that game is played in Detroit. Cleveland at Buffalo.
Give me the Bills.
Okay. Now, I'm
Same
gonna
for
say
you?
this. What? Well,
Same
I'm
for
going to tell a little story. I'm so far out of it, and I want my Jets just like you do. I'm not rooting for any of the teams ever the rest of the way, even if it's a shoe win. I'm not rooting for any of the teams in our division other than us. I'm taking Cleveland, even though I know Cleveland is in the same side, but I think Cleveland is done for this year. Anyway, in short, I'm taking Cleveland.
Okay.
1 o'clock game again. Philly going to Indianapolis. I got Philly.
Oh, yeah.
Here it is. The bad boys from New York City. The New York Jets going up to Foxborough to play the Pats. Jets, 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 Jets.
Let's ride the wave.
Yep, I got us both for that game. All right, this is a game 1 o'clock. Both teams need this one to try to keep their playoff dreams alive. Rams versus the Saints in New Orleans. Who do you have?
Saints.
Yeah. The Rams are just they're done. I'm with you. I'm taking the Saints as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. How good was he on the Lions? Right? And now Stafford. And now
Yeah.
I think that we were a one-hit wonder.
You might be right. You might, and that team had more to do probably with the defense than him. Now you're starting to see, and with his number one target,
right? No cup.
Yeah, with his number one target done for the season. Yeah, I'm with you. Detroit going to the New York Giants. I'm taking the G-Men.
Oh yeah, yes.
Taking the G-Men.
Yep, same here.
Carolina at Baltimore.
Ravens.
Yeah. This is one of those asterisk games, Kevin, because I really don't want Baltimore to win, and I should go.
I know. Yeah, I know. Me too. But
the Panthers are not going to go into Baltimore, and
I think Sam's playing, isn't he?
He's the backup. Sam Baker's going to start. Sam is the backup.
Okay. All right.
Washington at Houston. Washington coming off that big win, but yet some suspensions or some penalties came down because they were caught drinking on the flight home, and they videotaped it and sent it out to the media.
Oh, man. Like
to Twitter and TikTok and
you're gonna do stuff like that. Don't.
Yeah.
Listen, when I think of all the stuff I did as a kid,
oh my God,
and you didn't tape it. You didn't post it. You didn't take pictures.
Kev, I don't know how much hot water I would have been in if we had phones when we were teenagers and shit we did. Yeah, agree. So are we both taking Washington? Or is Washington due for a letdown?
No, give me the Commanders.
Yeah, I'm with you. Vegas at Denver. Two teams going nowhere. I'm only taking Denver because it's home.
Yeah, because it's home. And the defense.
Yeah, it could be cold there. Could be a brutal weekend there.
Yep.
Could see snow.
Yep, I'm with you.
This is another good game, Kev. This is a really good game. Kind of wish this would have been flexed too, but they did right with what they flexed. Dallas at Minnesota.
Ooh, good game. But you know what? I got to take the Vikings.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. I thought that Dallas game last week was badly coached when they had a 14-point lead against the Packers going into the fourth quarter, and they ran the ball only 6 times the whole second half or whatever, the whole fourth, whatever it was. Yeah, I see. In short, I'm taking Minnesota as well.
Frankly, I would have stayed with Rush.
We'll see if your statement pans out in another 2 more weeks. Because Dallas has Minnesota, and then on short rest, they got the Giants coming to town Thanksgiving night.
I would have stuck with the hot hand.
You might be right. Who knows? I know people will say we're crazy. You got Dak on your team. You play him as soon as you can. But I don't know. We'll see. Cincinnati at Pittsburgh. That was supposed to be the 8:20
game.
Hold
on, back to the Cowboy game.
Go for it. That
guy don't do nothing for me.
Dak
Prescott.
Yeah, I understand.
Nothing. He does 0 for me.
Hey, you have your opinion. I like him. I don't think he's what everyone makes him out to be.
Not even close.
Yeah, I like him. I just don't think he's what everyone makes him out.
Not even close.
Yeah. All right, Bengals at Pittsburgh. Cincinnati going to Pittsburgh.
Give me the Steelers.
Really? I'm going with the Bengals. But let me write you down for the Steelers. And that was part of that flex package. That was originally an 8-20 game. They flexed it with the Chiefs going to the Chargers. I'm taking the Chiefs. I know a lot of Jeff fans are visions of grandeur, number one seed. I just want to make the playoffs.
That's all.
Chargers losing helps my cause a little more than the Chiefs losing.
That's right. Listen, just get to the dance. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, so we're both with the Chiefs, correct?
Yes.
Yep. And the Monday night matchup, 49ers traveling to Arizona. I'm taking the 49ers. Yep, I'm
absolutely. Absolutely.
All right.
So we got
that's it.
We differ on 3 games.
What's that?
3 games. 3 games were different.
Yeah,
right?
And for me to have any shot, I'd have to win all those 3, bring it down to 9. But
hey,
it could happen. It could happen.
That's right. That's right. Any given Sunday.
I could lose every game on this list, but if the Jets win and we're
Doesn't
coming
matter.
on
Who
here,
cares?
we're
Who
coming on
cares?
here in about 30 hours on Victory Sunday.
Going.
I might not be able to sit in this chair. Like they might have to put cement boots on me to keep me down because I'm going to be on such a cloud.
If I can come on tomorrow, we can come on tomorrow, and I can go.
Yeah. Agree. Come on.
As opposed to.
Yeah. Come on, football gods. Do us right. Do us a solid. Really. If not for the players, for us Jet fans, we're a loyal bunch. No one's a Jet fan for a year or 2. We do this for life. We bleed the blue, the green and the white. We're lifers. We die with this team. Go on any social media and the Jet response is through the roof. This loyal fan base, we need this. This is what we need tomorrow. This is what we need.
Tomorrow's the day.
Yeah. So let's hope. Yep.
Let's go. The curse. Let's go.
Let's hope number 14 is the lucky number. We break the streak. Not only that, we break 2 streaks. We beat them for the first time in 13 years in their building, and we beat them for the first time in 7 years in the head-to-head matchup. So
absolutely,
let's go. We can do this. We got it. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Yep.
All right.
Tomorrow, brother.
We'll see what'll happen. We'll talk to you guys after the game, win or lose tomorrow. Hopefully we got big smiles on our face and we're holding up the finger. All right. Till then, you guys have a great day. Enjoy the college football today. Hey, man, it's cold out here in Jersey. It's like I got snow on the ground.
I know.
You saw that picture, didn't you?
Yes. Crazy.
All right, you guys. We'll talk to you tomorrow. And until then, we want to thank Kurt again for coming on today.
Awesome.
Great guests. Had a great time. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. Good job! Let's go.